Thank you for joining me once again on the Ox Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Big Book, aka Ox, and do me a favor. Hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you'll be notified anytime I drop any new content. Now, the Lions, Vikings, important NFC showdown in the North. And what impressed me about the Lions this time is they went into a hostile environment against a Minnesota defense that has been shutting down the opposite quarterback, the offense in general of the other teams. And Detroit showed a lot of resilience because they faced a lot of adversity in the game, starting off being down 10-0. You know, that's really the time that this Minnesota team jumps on their opponents, especially at home. But that was not the case. This Detroit team is built different. You really have to jump on Detroit and put them away, which is very hard to do. Detroit battled back, scored the next three touchdowns, took the lead, seemed like it had the game in hand. Minnesota, being a great team that they are, fought back, took the lead in the late stages of the game, but could not put Detroit away. The Lions are built to succeed. They're built to win. The Lions are built different. This team does not give up. As long as there's time on that clock and they get the ball back, I have a feeling that I have not had before when it comes to these Lions. I feel that if we get the ball back, we will go down and win the game. Detroit got the ball back. The defense made a great stop. Jared Goff led an important drive, made the correct reads. He didn't get flustered. And just like he's been over the last 4 weeks, he's been awesome in making decisions. Got the ball down there, got in field goal range, got the kick, and we won the game. 31-29. Detroit comes out on top and is now in first place all alone in the NFC North. Jared Goff threw for 280 yards. Kind of had an off day because he had three incompletions, you know. And three incompletions right now is an off day to Jared Goff, who is just playing lights out. If he is not in your top three for MVPs right now, I don't know what you're looking at. He is definitely one of the top three quarterbacks in this league right now. But he threw for 280 yards and had two touchdowns. The important part of that game was also the rushing attack that Detroit established. Jahmyr Gibbs, this time it was him. It wasn't Montgomery. Jahmyr Gibbs, 116 yards, which was important because Minnesota likes to bring a lot of pressure. But even though they brought that pressure, Detroit was still able to use their run game to get chunks of yardage to where Minnesota had to start laying off. They had to start backing up, which when we went play action, gave Jared Goff more time to evaluate the situation, make the correct read, and as accurate as he has been, even made him more dangerous. And that became a problem for Minnesota because you couldn't stop the run game, had to respect the run game, and you had to respect the passing game. So basically, Minnesota was in a catch-22. And to me, the only reason why they got back into the game was because of the fumble that David Montgomery had. You know, I believe Detroit would have actually put the game away. Like I said, offensively, we're clicking. The last 2 weeks, 40-plus points. And like I had said previously, I had believed coming into this game, even against Minnesota, we were going to put up a high number points-wise, and we did. 31 is a nice number. If Detroit puts up 30 points, they're probably going to win every game they play. They're probably going to win every game they play. I will say this, though. I will say this. The defense did play very well. They played very well. Branch is playing outstanding right now. For him, for that to be a new position to him, he is one of the best, I would say the top five right now at that position in the league. Branch is playing incredibly well. And the defense seems every week to continue to get a turnover. So the defense is playing well. But what I did notice is even though Detroit brought blitzes, they weren't getting home a lot. There was not a lot of pressure on Minnesota. And they gave Sam Darnold a lot of time to sit back there and evaluate. And no matter how good or bad a quarterback is in the NFL, if you give him time, he is going to find a way to pick you apart if he's, you know, a little accurate. Darnold didn't have a bad game. He only had 5 incompletions himself. He was 22 for 27. He had 259 yards. You know, that is good and both bad because even though Darnold had a great game, they still came up with the loss. They still lost the game. But I think that shows that we need to make a move. We have to replace Aiden. And when I say replace, I mean just the production. You can't replace Aiden and who he is to that team and what he means, but the production. Max Crosby, Myles Garrett, I don't know who, but we need to make a move. I believe we can get to the Super Bowl, but once you get in the playoffs, if you're not getting enough pressure on these quarterbacks that you will play then, it's going to be hard, man. It's going to be hard. Terrion Arnold is playing better. He likes to be handsy a lot. I think I think the game is slowing down for him to where he's finding better techniques to not get called for so much holding. I believe he does that, and he doesn't need to. He got away with that a lot in college, but here you're not going to do it, especially being a rookie. So the trade deadline is coming up, and I believe Dan Campbell, I believe they will get something accomplished as far as getting somebody in here. I heard earlier on 97.1, it sounded like that, Dan and the GM was working on it. And basically, they understand that a need needs to be met, and they're looking, which that's all we can ask for. But I don't care if it's 2 number ones. I honestly don't care if it's 3 number ones, because the 3 number ones are lower draft picks anyway. And if you're giving up 2 or 3 number ones for a Myles Garrett or a Max Crosby, you gotta look. You gotta look in the future. We're gonna have these guys alongside Aiden Hutchinson, which is going to give us the best defensive line and the best offensive line in the game for 2 to 3 years. And you got to take advantage of your window now, because this is the NFL and you don't know when your window is going to close. There's been teams to reach the Super Bowl 1 year and not even make the playoffs again for years to come. So you take advantage of it now, especially with a team and with the city who's starving for it. Those picks don't mean anything right now, because whoever we pick in the next 2 drafts with those first round picks, they're not going to be a Myles Garrett or a Max Crosby. Now, maybe, you pick somebody and down the line as their career progresses, they could end up, having a career like that. But, initially, they're not Max Crosby or Myles Garrett. So I really don't care if it's 2 or 3 first round picks. I just think that it needs to be handled. And we need to get somebody in here. I would like to get somebody in here at least for the Packers game. I believe we cannot let Jordan Love sit back there and have all day to pass. He has the ability to make big plays, and that's not what we want. So I believe we'll be okay this week against the Titans, but against the Packers, especially with I don't know what they're doing with Jamison Williams. I know he's going to play this week because he hasn't been suspended yet. Normally, when the NFL is going to suspend you, they do it by Tuesday. And nothing has came out, so I believe he is playing this week against the Titans. And there could be a couple of things going on. Maybe the suspension is being appealed, so we could get it knocked down to 1 game. I was hoping that it was appealed, got knocked down to 1 game, and him miss this week and be back for the Green Bay Packers. But that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. So it looks like if he's going to get suspended, it'll be against Green Bay. I believe, we'll be okay. But it's nice to have your weapons when you're going to Green Bay. Offense looks great. The defense is holding it together enough. Heck, the offense, we have, in the last 4 weeks, we've got more touchdowns than Jared Goff has incompletions. I mean, when you think about it, that's just crazy. That's crazy. Listen to what I said. We've got more touchdowns than Jared Goff has incompletions. This is the NFL. This is over a 4-week span. That is how great this man has been playing. If he is not your top 3, in your top 3 for MVP, right now he should actually be the front runner. I know Lamar Jackson has been playing his tail off. I know that Josh Allen, he hasn't even thrown an interception this year. He's playing great. But when you put everything together, you throw in the records, you throw in the touchdowns, interceptions, when you throw in that completion percentage, when you throw in that quarterback rating, Jared Goff is definitely, to me, not only a top 3 candidate right now, but he is actually the top candidate to me. And I don't see it slowing down anytime soon. He's like looking like a Drew Brees type quarterback. And Drew Brees, who was somebody who he killed you with accuracy. He just killed you with accuracy. It was a high completion percentage from Drew Brees. And that is exactly what Jared Goff is doing. So I didn't see this from Jared Goff. He was very good with the Rams. I know that defense helped out a lot. That run game helped out a lot. But Jared Goff is actually somebody who can win you the game. It's like, how Tom Brady started off, and when he was winning, it was Tom Brady was managing the game, but he was winning because of special teams and because of defense. His first couple Super Bowls. But then it turned into Tom Brady was going to be the reason why the Patriots won Super Bowls. It hasn't taken that long for Jared Goff. Jared Goff can beat you by himself. He is that much in control of this offense, who once again is the top offense in the league. more touchdowns than incompletions in the last 4 weeks. So, I believe we should be okay against the Titans coming up. I believe that will be a double-digit win. We just need to, after this game, hopefully, get a replacement in for Hutch. And like I said, whether it's 2 or 3 first-round picks, get the job done. Cleveland is falling off of a cliff right now. See what it's going to take for Myles Garrett. I don't see the Raiders doing anything anytime soon. And Max already said he doesn't want to be there for a rebuild. I know he came out recently and said he wants to stay with the Raiders. What is he supposed to say? What is he supposed to say? He wants to leave? Believe me, there are talks being had behind closed doors, and Max would love to come to Detroit. He would love it. I would rather have Max over Myles, but either one, if we get either one, I believe we're going to win the Super Bowl. I believe we can get there without either one, but it's really hard when you're not putting pressure on the quarterback. Your defensive backs and that offense can only do so much. You need to put pressure on the quarterback. We got 4 sacks last game against Sam Darnold. I really don't count that last one, though. So, really, we got 3, in my opinion. But, hey, it is what it is. We got the win. Wins are important no matter how you get them. Let's keep it rolling. So, listen, you didn't have to be here. I'm glad you stopped and you took a listen. And if you're not subscribed, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, share it. I appreciate it. Until then, you have a great day. You have a great night. And God bless.